Thanks for watching TCM and our spotlight on Westerns and the American character. I'm Alicia Malone. Tonight's lineup centres on the American psyche, the darker side of the West. Our next film explores the psychological toll of lust, revenge and racism on a young female character. From 1946, directed by King Vidor, it's Duel in the Sun. Jennifer Jones plays the lead role in a rare female-centred Western, and her character becomes a pawn in a game with two brothers. She's torn between living up to her father's expectations of her and her undeniable attraction to a dangerous man, which has tragic results. We're thrilled to bring you a new restoration of this drama that was funded by the Film Foundation. It was screened at the Cannes Film Festival just last week, and this is its US premiere. To tell you more and share his personal connection with this movie, here is Martin Scorsese.
Duel in the Sun was the first film I remember seeing by title. I was about 4 years old, and it made an incredible impression on me at the time. The vividness of the color, the larger-than-life intensity of the performances, and the passionate emotions they were evoking, like the mother dancing in the cantina in the beginning, these figures silhouetted against desert sunset, and this incredible edited sequence of the spectacular sight of hundreds of men on horseback thundering across the landscape to fight the railroad men. It was all, quite exciting and also terrifying, and I guess I never really got over it. So I'm thrilled that this film, which means so much to me personally, has been beautifully restored from the original 3-script technicolor negatives. The on-screen drama was matched by the behind-the-scenes stories. The producer was David O. Selznick, and he was known for, approaching his projects with a drive that was unrelenting and that bordered on, I could say really was obsessive. He was determined that Duel in the Sun be even more successful than Gone with the Wind, which was the blockbuster he had produced some years earlier. He also saw it as an opportunity for the movie-going public to see Jennifer Jones in a new light, because at that time she was really best known for Oscar-winning performance as the 14-year-old saint in The Song of Bernadette. This time, she would play the sultry and tempestuous Pearl Chavez. Gregory Peck was Lute McCandless, the movie's villain, and Joseph Cotten was his brother Jesse, who both fall for Pearl, of course. King Vidor was hired to direct, and while he is credited on the film, there were several other directors, including the great production designer-director William Cameron Menzies, Joseph von Sternberg, William Dieterle, and B. Reeves Eason, were brought on to serve as consultants and to shoot additional scenes. As production got underway, however, Selznick would become increasingly involved, rewriting the script daily, almost daily, demanding approval pretty much of every camera setup. His constant interference finally drove Vidor to quit, although I think it was only the last week or so. I'm not quite sure. Dieterle took over and directed new scenes written by Selznick. I believe the opening sequence, the dance in the cantina, this was written by him in post-production, and it delayed the completion of the picture by almost a year, and of course the budget got bigger. When the film was finally released, censorship, major battles. The producers made over 40 cuts in response to concerns from the Archbishop of Los Angeles. But the picture was still condemned as morally objectionable for all by the Roman Catholic Legion of Decency. It failed to meet the Hays Code guidelines, and it was denounced by women's groups from the Daughters of the American Revolution all the way to the Girl Scouts. Now, of course, naturally with this outrage and controversy, it just made it more interesting, and audiences really wanted to see it, including my mother, who had asthma, and they took me to the movies all the time, and she said, he loves Westerns, I'm going to take him to see it. That was the excuse. She took me to see it and marked me for life. The film, at that point, had already earned the nickname Lust in the Dust, and it led United Artists to reject it prompting Selznick to form his own distribution company. And he figured out a major gamble on an innovative release strategy, opening the movie in hundreds of theaters around the country instead of beginning with a few key cities. And actually, the strategy worked, and Duel in the Sun ended up being really popular with audiences, hugely popular. Now, the version of Duel in the Sun that you're going to see is the roadshow version, which was created to signal to the audience that it's about to be presented with something special, something important. Even before the movie itself begins, there's a prelude as well as an overture featuring Dmitri Tiomkin's really rapturous music and narrated by an uncredited Orson Welles. So I'm grateful to Walt Disney Studios for this spectacular restoration, which was undertaken in collaboration with the Film Foundation. And I hope you enjoy this extraordinary film, which was an indelible cinematic experience for me when it came out, and actually still resonates today.
It's jarring to see Gregory Peck play such a despicable character in Duel in the Sun, and through his character, this Western tackles several interesting themes. It's just a shame that producer David O. Selznick was only concerned with making Jennifer Jones look sexy. He was having an affair with the actress and got heavily involved in this production, writing and rewriting the script and requesting approval on all camera setups. King Vidor was hired as the director, but Selznick had William Dieterle, William Cameron Menzies, and Joseph von Sternberg, among others, on standby to do reshoots, and even tried to direct a few scenes himself. Eventually, Vidor walked off the set and Dieterle finished the film. Several sexy scenes were added, leading to Duel in the Sun getting the nickname Lust in the Dust. It premiered to poor reviews, but thanks to some canny publicity, did very well at the box office. And in the years since, with appreciation from some in the film industry, such as Martin Scorsese, opinion about Duel in the Sun has become more positive. Our look at westerns that explore the darker side of the American psyche will continue after this break with James Stewart, who was out for revenge in a 1950 western directed by Anthony Mann.
Next on TCM, Winchester 73. Then I Shot Jesse James. And later, Blood on the Moon. There's danger in the stars on TCM tonight.